The idea of taking a risk doesn't always work in your favor. If the risk was initiated by an emotional response, then the risk shouldn't be taken. Sometimes it's better to play it safe than sorry. I feel like so many times in life, we can get caught up in this cycle of just constantly pursuing things without thought, just wanting more for ourselves, just trying to get ourselves to that next level, and even for some of us, break the generational curse. We forget that, at times it's okay to play it safe. At times it's okay to be better safe than sorry. Because at the end of the day, one wrong move could completely destroy your life. One time of being vulnerable, one time of being emotional and just making an irrational decision can completely change the course of your entire life. And that's why I really do believe that it's better to play it safe than sorry sometimes. It's better sometimes to be cautious and to think logically rather than thinking out of emotions. And I feel like the world puts this negative connotation on the idea of playing it safe. When somebody doesn't necessarily want to take a risk, or when somebody doesn't act out of emotions and, just does something out of spite all the time, the world just kind of puts them in this category of being weak or being scared to take a chance. But you have to understand the difference of taking a chance and a risk that could put you in a better position and complete stupidity. Understanding that not every risk is a risk that you should take. Understanding that not every feeling and not every emotion that you may feel is necessarily worth acting on. And it took me so long to learn this because I was never someone who loved the idea of playing it safe. If you're ever put in a position where you may be tempted to do something, bro, but you understand that it's not the right thing to do, bro, don't let people tempt you into making those decisions, bro, because you're going to have to live with the consequences of them. When people move on with their life, when they move away and they start families, fall in love, whatever the case may be, bro, you're going to be stuck with the result of that decision that you made. Whether that means that you're somewhere in jail or you're just living with that image that society put on you based off a decision that you probably made 10, 15 years ago. And I have a brother, bro, and this always reminds me of him because he was someone who, he wasn't a bad person, but he just made a bad decision in a split second that costed him his entire life, or at least a good portion of it. And it's very unfortunate because rather than playing it safe, he was stuck more along the lines of trying to fit in and trying to get that short-term gratification from everyone and his friends to look cool. And it costed him being able to be there and raise his daughter. It costed him his freedom, and it costed him just so much time that could have completely changed his life if he chose to do something differently. And so many times, bro, we get so caught up in what looks good, the idea of taking a risk and putting it all on the line to really get yourself to that next level, because things that may look good are things that may grab your attention at that moment, bro. Jewelry, money, all materialistic things, bro, they pass by. Those things come and go. And this is the stuff that people focus on. These are the things that people normally just want because they see that everyone else may have them and just the image that comes with it. But the risk that majority of people take to get there, bro, isn't necessarily always worth it. And it can cost you so much if you don't do things the right way. And this all really just ties into having a decent moral compass and understanding that, you have to do right by the world in order to get that back. But whatever decision that it is that you decide to make with your life, bro, whether you decide to play it safe or you're going to take a risk, and by take a risk, just to clarify, I mean the risks that are going to put you behind bars, the risks that are going to take you away from your family and take you away from your loved ones. Those are the type of risks that I'm talking about when I'm speaking on better safe than sorry. But whatever decision that you make, like I was saying, bro, you're going to have to stand on that. You're going to have to be the one that owns up to whatever it is that you do and deal with the result of your decision. And so many people be afraid to play it safe, bro, just because of what others may think about them, just because of how scared they may look. But you have to start living for you, bro. You can't live for what other people have to say about you. Because if you live your life for other people, bro, you'll never find true happiness. Because you're constantly going around trying to people please. And it took me so long to understand this because I used to spend my entire life people pleasing, bro. Every relationship, every friendship, I used to always try to just please them. And I would ignore the way that I would feel, and I would ignore things that I knew were right simply to appease to the feelings of others, bro. And this always, 9 times out of 10, it always put me in a bad position. Because when you're doing this, bro, not only is it usually not appreciated, but you tend to lose sense of yourself because you're constantly trying to please people, bro, and it eventually becomes draining. And then this made me realize that I shouldn't allow people to talk me into doing things that just isn't me. My beliefs and the things that I've been doing this long are what got me here today. So why should I start changing that? Why should I allow people to dictate the decisions that I make in my life? Why should I walk around here trying to people please, bro? Because all that's going to do is put me in a position that I don't even need to be in. If you're going to take a risk in your life, bro, let that risk be something legal. Let that risk be something that's worth taking. Don't go and put your whole life on a line and then end up somewhere behind bars, bro. Because a lot of people do. A lot of people get to that point in their life where they're vulnerable, bro, and they're so desperate to get somewhere where they do something stupid, something that just takes a split second, bro, and they throw their entire lives away. When all they had to do was focus on the right things and put the time and the energy into that and just let everything else fall into place, bro. We have to be putting our time and energy into things that are actually going to get us somewhere legally so that nothing comes back to hunt us. We have to keep our hands clean. And by that, I simply mean you don't want to be out here doing dirt because dirt eventually comes back to you. The things that you're putting out into the world, all of those things are eventually going to come back to you, bro. It's just a matter of time. So just be very intentional with the decisions that you're making on a daily basis, bro. Understand that if it's something that's going to possibly put you behind bars, if it's something that's going to, even off you or take you away from your family, those are not things that you need to be doing, bro. Once you're gone, you're gone. We really only get one life. And you should never put yourself in a position to, take yourself away from your family and everybody that loves you. Because just think about how selfish that is. I understand wanting more for yourself, and I understand the idea of wanting to make the people around you happy. But we just got to do things by the book because we got the book here for a reason. You know what I'm saying? There's all type of ways to make money. There's all type of ways to live a happy, peaceful life, prosperously. It's just a matter of what you're willing to sacrifice. But don't sacrifice your life and don't sacrifice, your health in order to get to some point where you may not even possibly have those things anymore, bro. Materialistic things, like I was saying, all of those things pass by over time. You got to really sit down and ask yourself and talk to yourself and be like, is this really worth it? Is this worth giving up everything? Because at the end of the day, you're really all that you have. Everybody else gonna move on with their life when you're not here. They gonna continue to do everything that they was doing, bro, the moment that you go away. I've seen it. I've seen it, bro. I lost a friend, and at that very moment, I remember seeing everyone's faces. Everyone's so emotional. A week later, a few days later, bro, life goes on. And you can't blame anybody, bro. You can't blame people for continuing to live their life because that's all that they really can do. There's no point of sitting around grieving. There's no point of sitting around crying all day when you know certain things you just simply can't change. And that's exactly what would happen if you were in that position, bro. People would simply move on. So just remember, it's better safe than sorry. And that's what any decision that you make in life, bro. Really take time to think about the decisions that you're making and the positions that you put yourself in.
And you also need to take in the environmental circumstances. Understand your crowd, understand where you're at, understand the type of people that you're surrounded by, because different crowds lead to different reactions. You know, I could be right here making this video in complete peace, but if I was to go somewhere in LA in the wrong area, I wouldn't be able to sit down and make this video with my phone up in peace, because certain things you just can't do. You need to be aware of your environment. But if you made it to the end of the video, man, I appreciate you so much. Y'all know it's your boy Blue Jay Tay. I'm out of this thing, and I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.